Action. Hey everybody, Razorgeist here, back with another video review. I want to apologize for not doing one sooner. I'm really sorry. Work has been swamping me. It's the way I work is I usually get 2 weekends off, then I got to work 1 weekend, then another 2 weekends off. I've got a weekend coming up and I have a day off now, so I wanted to get a review in real quick. This review will be a little different. It will once again be a Star Trek review. The Star Trek reviews are getting a lot more play than the Transformers reviews, as usual. Why that is, I don't know. But I wanted to do something a little different this time. This is not going to be a Playmates or a Art Asylum ship. This is going to be, well, I'll show you what I mean. Say hello to the Futura U.S.S Prometheus. Yeah. So Futura is a Japanese toy company that did sort of a Micro Machine style line of Star Trek starships, and they actually did a pretty good job. They did a lot of variety. Good example, the Micro Machine license, or the Micro Machine type of toys were originally done by Galoob. I remember getting the original 9-pack that included the original Enterprise, the Excelsior, various versions for my my 9th birthday, which was in 1993. I'm going to how old I am. So I'm not opposed. So I prefer the larger ships. I prefer like the D here. But I'm not opposed to smaller ships. That being said, I don't make a big effort to go get them. While the Futura ships are nice, and it's nice that they did some ships that Playmates had not done. I mean, not Playmates. Galoob had not done. I wasn't really in a rush to get them. They did the Enterprise E. I don't actually know all the ships they did. I know they did a Jem'Hadar attack ship from Deep Space Nine, and I know that was just really popular. That actually looked pretty. I might pick that up. I don't know. Not right now. But the one ship that they did do that I had to get was the Prometheus. This ship appeared in the Star Trek Voyager episode "Message in a Bottle." Where Voyager comes across specifically 7 of 9, comes across an interstellar communications array that stretches halfway across the galaxy. It's like about 1,000 arrays stretched halfway across the galaxy, and 7 of 9 was able to access the array and the farthest array, the closest to, if you remember watching, a couple of you who watched Voyager, remember they were lost in the on the other side of the galaxy in the Delta Quadrant, and the Federation and Starfleet was in the Alpha Quadrant, or the Alpha and the Beta Quadrants, depending on how you look at that whole thing. And technically, if we look at the map in Message in a Bottle, the Prometheus was in the Beta Quadrant. That's a whole quandary I'm not going to get into. Anyways, so I'm sorry, was that a camera? I keep forgetting how low this is. And then we were introduced to the Prometheus. The Doctor, the Holodoctor, was transported onto this ship, and the episode was pretty cool. The best part about this episode was one thing was in this episode, Starfleet had found out that Voyager was not lost. They were lost in the Delta Quadrant, but they found out what happened to them. Pretty much a milestone for Voyager at that point. I think it was the 4th season. Yes, yeah, the Hirogen. So it was the 4th season. Pretty much a milestone. Really, I like that episode. Really, when it comes to Voyager, it's hit or miss. Voyager was kind of funky that way. You could have a whole slash of crappy episodes, but then you get a real gem. Message in a Bottle's one, Dark Frontier. I'm gonna do like a whole commentary about the various Star Trek shows later on. And I'll get onto that. But Message in a Bottle was one of those ones, mostly because it left you with a really you felt great at the end of the episode because they knew that the people they were lost for 3 years, and then the people they were trying to get back to found out were okay. Really left me with it. Anyway, the Prometheus was designed by veteran Star Trek designer Rick Sternbach, and the big thing about the Prometheus, unfortunately, it's not on this toy, is that it has multi-vector assault mode, which basically means that it splits up into 3 separate sections to attack other ships. It took out a Nebula-class starship in the episode, and it is the only Starfleet ship that has ever been seen destroying a Romulan warbird. I remember watching that episode with my dad, and we were wondering, like, multi-vector assault mode, what the hell does that mean? And my dad was always impressed by when the Enterprise D would separate, which This does do. And the fact that this thing split up and was able to swarm other ships, I thought that was really cool. Very lovely design. It's very, very reminiscent of the Enterprise E. As a matter of fact, it has kind of a similar type of deflector dish. The detailing on this it's good. It's not bad for a ship this size. It's about, I'd say, a good 4 inches long. I'll get a. Here it is compared to Classic's Starscream. Just to get an idea. Not a bad size. It's actually a little larger than a Micro Machine. So, I wish I could give more information on Galoob and the Micro Machines, but I honestly don't know that much about that. So, yeah, nice, really nice. I'm trying to think what else to say about this. Let me get a swig of coffee here. Nectar of the gods, my dad used to say. Cool. Anyway, very nice design. Definitely has influences from the Enterprise E. This came out, Message in a Bottle came out, I think, in 1997 or 98. So it premiered. So it was shown after the Enterprise E had made its debut in Star Trek: First Contact, and you know, it definitely has a lot of design elements that are similar to the Enterprise E. Like I said before, it has a round deflector dish. Voyager's had kind of an oval shape, more reminiscent of the Enterprise D, and the nacelles are kind of similar to the Enterprise E's. Also, it kind of has I think it's maybe a little bit of an homage to Star Wars, since it's got a triangular-shaped primary hull. Most of the other ships have like a oval, circle, or kind of a rounded delta. This one definitely has a very triangular one, and it has 4 nacelles in it. I'm going to try to get that as close. I'm sorry if I can't get in. There's really not much detail to see. Kind of an X-wing look right here. So, Star Trek's answer to the X-wing. Like I said, very cool ship. If you're looking for if you need to have the Prometheus, I needed to have the Prometheus. It's one of my favorites. If Futura had done an Akira, I would have gotten an Akira class starship too. I had to get the Prometheus. I'm glad I got this. I don't regret buying it. I actually got it's not really that expensive. It was only about I think I paid like $11 on Amazon with like maybe $3 or $4 shipping and handling. It wasn't bad at all. And I think this shipped from overseas. This was exclusive to Japan, so yeah, so they weren't available in the U.S. It's a little lighter than I think it's actually supposed to be in terms of paint detailing. I believe on the show it was a flat gray, and they even reproduced the CGI models in one of the Star Trek magazines. So I think the detail isn't 100% accurate, but not too bad for basically what's a really cheap toy. It comes with this nice little display stand, and you even have the U.S.S Prometheus NX. NX means it's a prototype. 59650. Altogether, neat little ship. If you have, I would prefer if Art Asylum DST would do one. I would give them 2 pints of my blood for a larger, lighter Prometheus that could separate like the Enterprise D. And the fact that they've done the Enterprise D, they get no excuse anymore. So yeah, if you can find this on, like I said, I got mine on Amazon. So if you can find one of these, get them. I don't know the craftsmanship of the rest of them, but this one ain't too bad. It's the paint is a little bad right here, but I'm really glad I got it. I'm glad I've got a Prometheus now. Really nice ship, really sharp. So what can I say? Never give up, never surrender.